look up and I thank him. Take him. I see chances, I take him. Patience. I had to grow my patience.
We're gonna get a copyright strike. Okay.
Dog, she even crept her freaking nails into us.
I see Mariah, please. Whoa.
Dog.
Don't take our pennies.
Literally, her children and her children's children and her children's children.
Forever.
What's good, y'all? It's 7513 the podcast. It's nice to see y'all beautiful faces.
Yeah.
Or y'all see our faces. Appreciate y'all for tuning in again.
No, we can see their faces too.
Yeah. Don't ask us how. We see you. Mm-hmm. But appreciate y'all for being here. We had another episode of the party.
Yeah.
Join here with a room full of great men. We're gonna go around the room and do a nice little introduction. I'm gonna start off, You're what am I?
The guy.
The host.
The host, that's the word.
With the most.
Your host for tonight. My name is Ike. Nice to meet you, beautiful people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw it off to the man across the room. He gonna catch the rock.
Ooh.
Ew.
That reminded me of Zoom real quick.
It's your boy, Zomway,
Yeah.
Here we go.
a.k.a. Your mama, your daddy,
Ooh.
Lades.
Okay.
We don't play.
Whoa.
Fine ball from Edo State.
Oh. Yeah.
I run the track like Edo State.
Oh. Period.
A.k.a.
How you fumbled it back that bad?
Please.
Dang. I was about to say he about to take your
He's not
He's
freestyle.
not a freestyle artist.
Chat. Clip that. I'm sorry.
Hey, I can't wait to start talking to
I know.
Who over there talking to the chat? What's up? Who are you?
Hi, guys. It's your boy, Tale.
Hey.
Hi.
Come on, where's his greeting?
Nah,
No.
There you go.
I'm not that sweet. Just a little sweet.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Ain't nothing wrong with being sweet, bro.
Just a little bit.
Except when burglars are in your house. And you
Right. And you're.
Nah, you could be sweet.
Go back to the last episode for that insider.
All right, my man. Who's the last man we got on the pod?
I usually introduce myself as Vision, but today, I feel like introducing myself as Written.
Okay.
Whoa. My God.
Drop a little bit more. Oh, just today, I just go by Written.
Edison didn't like that. Edison wasn't a fan.
What? A Written Vision or what?
He said,
Dang, Edison a hater? Dang, true.
You got visions, and you got the visions you write down. What's
Come
the
on.
difference?
Habakkuk.
You said what?
Where does that come from? Written visions. Tell the people.
Habakkuk 2:2. Write down that vision.
And make it
Plain.
Simple.
So that people can see and run with it.
Okay.
Right? That's clean. For all y'all out here who are aimless in life. Write down your goal.
Yeah.
Look at it every day.
Yeah.
And just do it.
Wow, that was a really dated reference. You know what's actually
That
funny?
was a boomer reference.
I'm gonna keep it a stack, guys. We can be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a safe space.
This is a safe
I don't
space.
really listen. I don't really read Habakkuk. The only reason why I know that verse, look, is because of this guy.
Habakkuk. Habakkuk
like
is chill. It
two
don't got really
pages.
that much fire.
It's like
but
2 pages.
It's very
No,
short.
I don't think anybody really reads it like that.
Like, son,
He's
I
one of
dare-
the minor prophets.
Yeah.
It's like literally in the sliver of like.
I mean, shout out to Habakkuk. I'm not gonna take away from you. You made it
No,
into
he
the
did his thing,
you
right?
made it
He did
into the
his
big
thing.
book.
Facts.
So
For
Where your book
something
at?
Hey, yo, stay tuned for the sequel, Bible Part 2.
Bible part 2 is
It's
crazy.
crazy.
Bible part 2.
But yeah, we wouldn't be nothing if we didn't have a producer.
Yes,
Come
sir.
on.
Would you see one of our producers in front of the camera?
Yeah.
That means we got somebody cooking in the kitchen behind the camera.
in the
So we gonna
kitchen.
shout out our producer G-Day, the man himself.
Pretty boy G-Day.
If you saw him in the last episode, you got a little eye candy on the
Stay
show.
away from him.
Oh.
He busy.
Stay away from him.
Oh my goodness.
He in school. He's studying.
He
Focusing.
focused.
Locked
Doing a
in.
good job.
But yeah, that's the cast. That's the room we got here. And even
we
in
got Edison
support,
too.
we got to shout out, our last
Heavy
member of
doses.
the podcast.
You dose.
You want to wait to the fan?
Pray for him, y'all. He
Hey,
under
y'all.
the weather.
Coach
Yeah.
E.
I have a beautiful time.
Amen.
So yeah, we got another episode, y'all. Per usual, we got to start with an icebreaker.
Wait.
Wait.
Look around the room. What looks different? Something looks a little different, bro.
I almost forgot.
Where we at?
We in a nice. It's a nice vibe in here, right?
Ooh, I don't know how to do jingle bells.
We got stockings.
Yeah, you can't make that with your mouth.
We got a
Bruh,
We got a bow.
Mariah
bow.
Carey is so wild because I was about to sing the song again.
Wait, hold it. Hold that thought for later. I got you.
Yes, sir.
But if we take a look around the room, if you're on audio, this means this is your chance to go watch it on YouTube.
Just for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Just let it register as a view.
Click in, Click
I'm gonna
in,
see
like
it on the
like
thumbnail,
the video.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We got stockings.
Still,
Yeah.
What do stockings get filled with? What is the
Either
purpose?
candy or
Like
coal.
chill, small
Candy cane,
presents.
Or
present.
coal.
Wait, is there?
Coal.
Yeah.
How many of them are there? Is there 4 or 5?
It's for.
Four.
Oh, we need another one. One for each of us.
There's no space.
We need 6.
What? We'll just...
Cause you did.
That's not the point.
G-Day?
No, you did.
G
Oh, G-Day.
Well, no, but yeah, if you're naughty, this is where the coal goes.
Yeah.
If you're into that.
We should do like White Elephant or something. Just or a Secret Santa.
Next
I
episode.
don't know.
How would
On
you
the
do
next
secret-
episode.
Yeah.
All I know is I know the stockings usually get coal in it. I didn't know if you're supposed to put extra presents in there or not.
If you're
I
good,
just-
you get good
You
presents.
get candy.
So you get the
Presents.
stocking presents and the under the tree presents.
That's like the Dollar Tree presents. They go in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, time out. Before you continue,
Okay.
are you guys going to tell your kids about Santa?
No.
Everybody said no.
Why not?
Why would I?
Oh, you are 80?
Why wouldn't you?
I'll just.
I'm not going to.
Nah, for what?
They'll find out eventually. You can't hide
No,
Santa
but I
from
mean, like,
them.
are you going
Nice.
to do the tradition of Santa in your house?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
What is a tradition of Santa?
Like pretending you're Santa and you're
Santa
putting
bought
gifts
these presents.
under the Chris.
I bought
Christmas
these
tree.
presents.
Thank you. I'm
probably will.
not
Use my
perpetuating.
I mean, I
this.
might not say I'm Santa, but I might act like play the role of Santa.
No.
Because it's fun.
I mean, I bought these presents.
We can
Did
make
y'all
it-
do Tooth Fairy?
No.
I did
I
at a
did.
point in time.
That
Yeah.
joke was fun.
Really?
Listen,
My parents
listen.
used to. Yeah.
I even did it for my
so
my nieces and nephews.
Nah.
Oh, you do
Gave
that?
them like $5, bro. For
All right, now
tooth.
you're wild.
Dog. I'm like back in my day. I got
You'll
like
get,
still got like a dollar.
you'll get 2 kobo. You won't even get.
combo. I want to say that.
Nah, I'm not good.
Yeah, bro. That's
I used to get 2 kobo for only 1 tooth. It's like, nah.
As for me, nah. Nah.
I mean, it's harmless.
I'm gonna make. Nah.
I think
don't
it is harmless.
I'm gonna make
Why not?
a new tradition. I don't know,
Wait, why don't you think it's harmless?
cause like Christmas is not about Santa.
It's not.
Yeah, so why not just make it about Jesus?
So you're gonna say Jesus came and brought gifts?
Jesus gave me the funds
No, you know what you
to
can do?
buy
You
gifts.
could do the wise men and bring gifts.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
I mean, Saint
So
Nicholas
make it
was
more
a saint, was a
biblical.
Christian like figure.
What happened?
Saint Nicholas,
What was it?
who Santa's based after, he was a Christian figure, Catholic figure. Well,
He's a saint.
he was
I mean,
a saint. So you
how-
could tell them about the story of that and how that relates to the Bible and Jesus.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
What is Saint Nicholas not in the Bible?
It's not in the Bible, but he preached the gospel.
I have to fact check. I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, I went to
That'd be
Catholic
nice.
school. He did do that. He fed the poor. That's where the he
Okay.
like and like
Yeah.
orphans and stuff.
was that dude.
That's
And
Yeah.
that I didn't know that.
he is a
You-
patron saint of something else. So
Yeah, but still,
streetwalkers.
I don't think
What?
I don't think I need Santa.
You don't.
But yeah, we got off on a tangent. Pretty much, we've decorated the podcast
Hope y'all like it.
to fit, the
The
festive
theme.
mood. It's
Yeah.
December by the time you get this podcast, so we try.
We really like y'all. We're actually like going all out.
I know.
That's crazy.
See these youngins?
This what is that?
Put our
Frosty.
blood, sweat, and tears into this decor.
That's a mistletoe, by the way.
That's not a mistletoe.
That's not a, why do you want it to be
holly.
Hey guys, when AD came inside, look, when AD came into the room today, he was like, "Oh my
I got
gosh!" And he's like,
excited.
"Is that a mistletoe?" And
I
he
got
was like-
excited.
He wanted to kiss us so bad.
Like, why were you
bro.
so happy to see
I just love my
mistletoe?
bros. I haven't seen y'all in like 2
That's
days.
crazy about you.
I just want to kiss on my bros.
I just want to ball with my bros.
I just love my bros.
I just want to kiss on my bros.
I'm okay.
Nah, I'm good off of that.
Leave me. But nah, let's get into the episode.
Yes,
I
sir.
thought we were doing icebreaker.
Yeah, we getting into the episode.
You're right.
So everybody want to moderate, won't let me do my job.
You're right.
Give me that mic.
Nah, but per usual, if this is your first episode, you got a round of introductions, but we usually start with a nice little icebreaker. And one of these episodes, I've been telling the team we need a blowtorch sound to like signify this section. They not rocking with it, but let us know in the comments.
We didn't say we was rocking with it.
Comment
I
section.
did.
I just need a little icebreaker.
Oh no.
Why don't you
That's
just
good enough.
and then I'll do it for you.
Just do that. Just do that.
Okay, we're gonna start with a nice icebreaker.
That does sound like a. You remember Soul Calibur?
Yeah. Ooh.
Who you talking about? Which
Somebody
character?
used to have an attack like that. It sounded like somebody was spitting. I hated it.
Oh man,
Really? I can't remember.
I can't either. But yeah, our icebreaker. You already hinted at it, so you may have noticed. One thing that I talked about in the last episode is how I hate in November how we skip over Thanksgiving, go straight to Christmas. So we're actually going to talk about this, and we're going to talk about one of the key figures of Christmas. No, it's not St. Nicholas. No, it's not Jesus.
What?
No, it's not. Who else be on Christmas? No, it's not anybody else. We're talking about Mariah Carey. And I just
This
have
guy said with the main character.
not main characters.
Figures.
It's one of the big
This guy
figures.
elevated that.
He said it's not Jesus.
It's not,
Jesus at the center.
did I say main? I said one. What did I say?
You said main figures.
He's a main figure.
And you said it's not Jesus. Okay.
Guy
no.
elevated Mariah
Let me
Carey
correct
to
myself.
godhood.
Let me correct myself if somebody cancel me. Jesus is the main figure, but one of the
Jesus
prominent.
is the reason for the season.
He is.
But I understand what you mean.
Yeah, one of the prominent figures that you think about, at least in the U.S. when it comes to Christmas.
It's Mariah Carey.
And I have one question for y'all.
Yeah.
How long do you think this Mariah Carey's annual takeover is going to
Forever.
last?
Forever and ever.
Nah, I
Amen.
don't think it's forever.
It's going to be forever.
I don't know, because Edo said help
Until
me.
she, no, even after she
Even after
passes
she
away.
passes
Yeah,
away.
I think when she passes, it's
Because
straight.
let's think of it like this. I want you
Once
to
she
think,
passes,
I want you to
it's
think of it like
actually
this.
gonna
How
more
old is the
iconic.
song?
1994.
Oh my God.
Dang.
That's
It is 2023
I
as
didn't know
we
it was that
speak.
old.
Are you
80.
serious?
Yes. The song came out in
I thought it
1994.
came out in like 2005.
I thought it was,
No.
yeah, I thought it was in the 2000s.
That's when they got
No.
more popular because of social
94?
media.
90 freaking.
Mariah
4.
Carey made it in 94?
Yeah.
Yes,
She's
this
been
is
in
her
the game.
song.
She's been in the game for a while.
Dang. I was only
94.
I want you to think about it like
I
this.
was born in 94.
That's crazy, though.
Here's the way I look at it, right? There's a lot of songs that become like Christmas hymns almost in the secular Christmas hymns, like chestnuts roasting over open fire, stuff like that. That's like that was made by like a person in like the 70s or 80s, you know? And now it became like a household song. It's like, oh,
you're
that's a
right.
Christmas song.
You're right.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey is going to pass away,
Yeah,
and
that's
that
true.
song
He's right.
will continue
You're
on.
right. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
staple.
people gonna cover it and everything.
Exactly.
But I guess it won't.
Exactly.
It'll get to a point where it's not as tied to Mariah Carey.
But it's more tied to Christmas.
To Christmas,
Yeah.
like people don't know who made Jingle Bells. People don't know who made Chestnuts.
Or
People
Jingle Bell Rock,
Jingle
or
Bells
like a
Rock.
whole bunch
Yeah,
of a
that's
lot
true.
of Christmas songs were
It'll
made
go
just by
forever, but
people.
Mariah won't live on with it, unfortunately.
her
Her
estate.
family gonna be eating.
Yeah, her
bro.
stage's gonna be straight, but
The thing that's scary though, it's like people can buy that joint off her family, and then if
and
they
get
make
the rest of the revenue.
Literally
Yeah.
no reason for her to sell it.
or
Yeah, why would
but
you sell it?
Nah, Bama's be
For
doing
how
some
much?
crazy stuff.
Son,
Bama's
you
be
be
dying
doing-
over masters, bro.
yeah, or
Michael Jackson.
it can become a public domain because somebody can argue that because it goes from Mariah Carey to it's more of a Christmas song, So people wouldn't get
Christmas.
like, yeah,
Look, bro,
it goes to the public.
Depending
It's for
on
the
how
people.
much money is involved, anything can happen.
Low key.
Bro, if I wrote that, there's no amount of money that
It doesn't have to be money. People will kill to make money off of that thing.
I'm sure Mariah Carey got goons in the cut. Nobody's killing Mariah.
You don't think Michael Jackson had goons in the cut?
Michael Jack.
Michael Jackson he had Crips.
Yeah,
Michael Jackson.
You don't remember PYT? Or I think it was PYT. Remember he was wearing he was wearing the blue shirt and he tied that joint at the
the way
bottom.
you make me feel.
That's
true. I never thought about
and
that.
all the
That
youngins that were in
youngin-
that joint when he was talking to them, they were all Crips.
I know
could've had
one of them looked like
both.
Easy E.
Yes, bro. Mike was banking
Mike
with
was
the
the guy,
Crips,
bro.
bro.
Hey, that's crazy.
I'm sure he was banking with both.
With
He's Mike
everybody.
Jackson.
He is Mike Jackson.
Like,
That joint was
if
wild.
they can off him, they can
How
off
you-
anybody.
How you gangster with the shirt tied at the bottom?
with the highest voice ever.
I know. I heard his voice is actually not high.
Look,
I heard
bro.
his real voice. That joint actually kind of deep. It's weird.
Every interview he talks to, he has a hard
Yeah, nah. You got to hear the jokes where he's not in an interview. It's weird. And then everybody
he
has
is black,
stories
I
about
guess.
like
Perception versus reality.
I think I heard an interview once where he said he speaks high to keep his voice like,
Up there.
yeah, or like
or
to,
keep it
ready
like
to
safe
sing.
or whatever.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
That would be interesting. But
Sorry.
yeah.
I have a sidebar. Do y'all remember when Mariah Carey was beefing with Eminem?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's too young for her.
Dang, G-Day, you don't know about that?
And Eminem lost.
Eminem,
He lost
lost?
OC, bro.
he did
lost.
lose.
She
What
made
was
a
the
whole
beef about?
classic on his
That,
on the disc
why
record.
are you so obsessed with
That
me?
was about him?
Yeah. Did you watch the music video?
No.
He had like a fake
I haven't
Eminem
seen
in
the
that
video. I
joint.
don't think so.
Yeah, there was like a fake Eminem in that joint.
Dang.
I remember Nick Cannon was trying to clap back. Eminem was taking that boy to the cleaners. And Mariah Carey was like, step aside. I got this.
I got this, young man. Don't worry about it.
That is crazy, bro.
That's OC.
I didn't know that was about
How
him.
you beefing with an
a
art?
pop disc record.
Nah, he beefed with a lot of people. He beefed with what's her face?
MGK,
No, it was a white girl. It was popular back in the 2000s.
Britney Spears,
No, another one. It's like the one right under her. No,
Christina Aguilera.
It was either Christina or like some other like pop like.
Regardless, you are a rapper. Beef
But
with
he won
rappers.
though.
It doesn't matter.
Pop artist.
He's beef with rappers. Why are you beefing with
He's
singers?
Eminem. He beefed with his mom.
I mean, that's just childhood stuff.
I mean, he came up beefing against rappers. Battle
Yeah.
rap. So.
Venom,
But yeah,
Venom.
that is not what the episode's about
It's
at
not.
all.
It's not.
At all.
I mean, that's why it's an icebreaker, though.
Yeah, that's how it is. So I appreciate y'all for warming up the crowd, warming up the fans, warming us up.
I was about to do that.
Break it in. Where the torch at? I'm trying to roast marshmallows. Where the torch at? Thank you, appreciate it.
hot heat.
It's only that as hot as your breath on that mic, boy.
But yeah, when we think about holidays, what comes to mind?
Like holidays in general.
Family.
Yeah, family,
Presents.
Flags.
Presents.
Flag Day.
love,
Not going to work.
Veterans.
not going to work. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And you could get to spend time with.
Family.
Okay.
Playing Smash.
And what's another word for family?
Veterans.
It's a trick question.
Community.
Brother and
Familia.
sister.
Yeah.
Community.
Did they win?
Okay.
Yeah, you did. Here.
What did I win?
Don't no.
What?
Did he actually win something?
Yeah, I can't bless him with a gift.
This guy's a hater.
because
It's the holidays. He's blessing
Yeah, I
me with
didn't
a
know it
gift.
was playing for it. I would have.
I know.
Yeah,
It
see,
I would
see?
put my thinking cap
See?
on.
I would have actually.
See?
Yeah.
I actually don't got
Yeah.
a gift, but I was going.
Oh. Down with the host. Down with the host.
You'll never take me alive.
Oh.
But yeah, we're talking about community. This episode is actually going to be community part 2.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a long time fan, listener, watcher, you know community part 1 was in season 1.
That joint hit.
It hit. What's that? I most watched.
That don't hit.
I can't even remember.
don't know.
hit hard.
But community part 2. Community is very, very important.
Dose.
And we felt the need that we needed to bring it back to let y'all know how important it is. So, we've all been in community for a long time. Yeah, we've been in community for a long time. We've known each other, grew up. I can't talk. grew up in 7513 community, all of those things. Like, what if y'all learned just from like personal experience of what it means to be in a community? What is your part to play? What have you learned over the years just growing?
A healthy community is a diverse community. No,
that was a bar.
Nah, but for real, I just see like how privileged we are to be in this kind of situation, because not everybody is in a situation where like you've grown up with these people and like you've done your walk with Christ with these kind of people, and like you've seen like both sides of a lot of your friends, a lot of your brothers and sisters. Like you've seen them before they took Christ seriously. Yeah. You saw the transformation. Yeah. You saw when they gave their life to Christ for real this time. And then like you've walked through them with all those, through all those different stages. So it's tough. And it's like, it's encouraging to you to see how far your people have come around you, how far you have come around. And like, yeah, that's what I'll say. Yeah.
And I think with a community is pretty much your extended family. Yeah. Honestly, community probably might be closer than a lot of your extended family.
Sometimes low key, bro.
Because you got to choose them.
Choose it. No, you can't. Oh, no, you can't choose your community. I mean, you can choose your community.
What you mean?
You can't choose your extended.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
You got to choose your community.
Yeah, I thought you meant like handpick. Like, yeah, you're in.
No.
I mean, to an extent.
No, he's saying like you're just born into your family.
You're just, you have no choice.
Yeah,
no decision.
It's the card you're dealt.
Good or bad, that you're dumb.
Or worse.
Is it.
That's what you got.
But your community, you get to choose. You get to swap things around. You get to move in different communities. You're part of different communities through life.
Like Sims.
What for y'all? Because I know until a point we didn't get to choose, right? You just follow what your parents do.
Technically.
Yeah. That's actually a very good point.
What made y'all choose to stay in the community that you're in? Was it just, this is all I know? Or what was it about the community that really is like, oh yeah, I got something good here?
I think, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think for me, I've been, I haven't been around as much as other people, but I feel like I've been around.
Yeah.
Right. I've been to different communities, different states, different groups of friends, different Christian group of friends. And to be honest, there's not a lot out there.
Grass not greener.
The grass is not greener is the perfect way to put it. The grass isn't greener. Like when you think about, from both sides, from a secular perspective, right?
Yeah.
You're looking at like, okay, who do I have fun with? Who can I grow with? Who can I start projects with and things like that, right? I feel like we've, just alone in 7513, there's so many things that we've done since the year 2000 at the very least, right? Whether it's things like this, whether it's music, whether it's performances, whether it's creating games, creating art, creating skits,
songs.
Like we were making YouTube videos before YouTube was a thing, bro. Like there's so much things that we've done, whether it's trips that we've gone on. What else are you looking for? Like, to me, like there's nothing else. Like the only other thing would be like, okay, if I go outside of this community, like, a lot of people like to party, right? And drink and go to clubs and do a lot of things that are a lot more
flashy.
Yeah. I call it debauchery, but hey, that word rubs people the wrong way, but that's what I see it as. Like people really like be out here just wilding, right? And because I'm in part of a community that's a lot more reserved. Like we don't need like alcohol to like have a good time. We don't need to go to a club to have a good time. But we still like have the time of our lives when we're together.
Full belly laughs.
And that's only on the secular side of things. On the Christian side of things, bro, there's the good and the bad, right? I've been in communities that are like OC, quote unquote Christian, right? And who are like holier than thou and who are, who consider themselves to be it when it comes to Christianity. But I've also been part of Christian groups that are like, I'm saved, but it only looks like I go to church on Sundays. Everything else I do. Right? So I think the grass isn't greener, bro. You can go out there and try to find something different. But no matter what other community you find yourself in, whether it's another church or it's another group of friends, like everybody got their problems. Yeah. Everybody got their issues. Everybody has their good. Everybody has their bad. So to me, I just came to a point where I realized that there's nothing like, what am I going out there to find, bro? Like there's nothing new under the sun. Like you just gonna go out there. You're going to find some new good things that might be different from what you currently have. But then you'll find some bad things that you'll be missing, your old joint. So to me, I just realized, like, it's cool, man. No new friends. Like, like whatever I need, I'll figure it out here. I mean, I can touch other communities and meet other friends every now and then. But to, like, really get implanted, I just feel like... Like what else am I looking for? Yeah.
I'm a brag on our community a bit. Some things that kept me, because people may see me the way I talk or whatever, and think the people I surround myself around and think I've been Christian forever. That was not the case. I'll tell you, authentically, I didn't actually become a real Christian mentally and in my heart until January of 2021. What are we in, 2023? 2023. So before then, I was a pretender. I was pretending. I know the verses. I could talk like I know what's going on, but did I believe it? Did I really care? Nah, not really. Still trying to figure it out. But a lot of the benefits, like when I got to that point after like rededicating my life to Christ, and like I had a choice to make, like, is this a community I want to stay in? Do I want to go somewhere else? Do I want to do whatever? Some things, the benefits I saw of our community was like, one, authenticity. Like these youngers, the main goal is, I say these youngers, sorry Uncle Auntie if you're watching.
What is youngie?
Youngies, these people.
What?
They really.
I was so confused. I was like, who's he talking to?
No, we got uncles, aunties watching.
Yeah, they better learn the lingo if you watching this shit.
By now, though.
Right, this is our space.
Yeah. But no, they really like preach, are you a real Christian when nobody's looking?
Yeah.
Like, do you actually have the fruits of the spirits? Are you actually patient? Do you actually have joy? Do you know what long suffering is? Like, all, like, they preach it, and they don't fake the fun because they're not on social media. They're not doing none of those. Like, and they actually like push you to go learn the Bible and learn it for yourself. Because they'll preach a sermon and be like, if I'm wrong, like, you can come check me. Like, pull it up in the Bible and we could talk about it and discuss it. So that authenticity part is really, it's a lot. It means a lot. And also, like, because we have a wide range of ages, like, mentorship is huge.
That's a big thing.
Big. Like, you don't have to go too far to either get a mentor or ask for one, or for somebody to pseudo grab you as their mentee by force. And by force, because they see you just floating. So those are some of the benefits, the good things I see about our community and our community extended as well. So
yeah.
Any other good things from my other brothers? What's the good about our community? What do you think?
I think there's a lot of good.
Give me one or two or seven.
Nine. That's a lot. Fuck nah. I think one thing that was really good about our community was the ability to basically almost like replace what's out there in here. You know, I know for me, the reason why, like, even though like I grew up in the church and I didn't have a choice, I think that because of that, it was like, all right, I'm already here, so I might as well make the best of it. And making the best of it was actually really a really good decision. There was a lot of cultivation and so many different things, like especially like talent and stuff like that.
For
like,
free.
For the free, yeah.
For
like
free.
a lot of like I mean, I got into like, for example, I got into music like later than a lot of my friends, but because they were in music, that's what made me go into music, because it was like FOMO almost. And so because of that, it's just like being around a bunch of musicians. Being around a bunch of musicians kind of grew me as a musician, and then vice versa. And then just some of my closest friends are from, you know, being in this community. Or like I remember like back in the day, me, Hide, and another one of our friends, we used to like go to like concerts. We used to like get really into music, and I didn't have anybody outside, because, you know, in this area, not that many people listen to that type of music, at least like around the time when we were getting into it. But I had two people that were from my community that were into it, and we were able to all just like grow like that. So yeah, it was just, I don't know.
Bro, I want to draw emphasis to that point of being able to cultivate your gift for free, without any pressure, without anything. Oftentimes you get the resources for free. Somebody got an extra guitar that you can use. The drum set is there for free, and you have free teachers. I don't think people understand how that is huge.
It's actually wild.
That is huge.
At like 14, 15 years old, we were literally playing in front of like hundreds of people. Like, y'all remember Weapons of Praise days when we would like go to different churches?
That's true. We was making moves.
Making
Like,
moves,
we
going to
were-
McLean.
like gigs.
Like,
we were doing gigs.
We like, you know, the fear of public
Stage fright.
speaking and stage fright.
Bruh,
Like,
you
we
had
got rid of
conferences
that.
and everything.
Yeah.
Even
When we grew up,
even when
that's
we were in
thousands.
Genesis, bro.
That's
When
1,000 people.
Playing in front of
that's what I'm
2,000
saying.
people, singing
No,
in front
so
of.
we were literally on
Uncle Anderson
stages
did
since
that
we
shit.
were in like less than 10 years old.
Yeah.
So like we really cultivated that like mindset of like being in front. Like even this, we probably wouldn't have done it if we didn't have the training since we were young of like being comfortable being in front of people.
That's actually a good point.
Being criticized and people like, you know, seeing you and being comfortable in that area.
People
So-
always ask, like, I don't know if it's for you too, but people always ask like, oh, are you nervous? Like, are you nervous to get on stage? I'm like, nah. What am I scared of? I've been doing this junk. I've been on stage since.
Yeah, it's actually crazy.
That's true.
Yeah, so it's like kind of like a baptism by fire, you know?
Yeah, and not even that. And this is why it's especially if you got a church community and you're not doing nothing, or you feel like your talents aren't being seen. Go make a way, because the people in the church will support you if you're doing it for the Lord. And I always bring this testimony up. I'm gonna steal my brother's testimony all the time of how like being able to cultivate your gift in the church pays dividends even outside of the church.
Yeah.
There was a story of my brother, right? He graduated accounting. He's a CPA, and he was doing this concept of like how to, I don't know how to say it, like present certain metrics for the church and like their growth and everything like that. And he had the concept, and he was like, he never like tested the theory, and he used it in the church, and he saw that the theory worked. He was like, oh yeah, this is how I want to apply it to my business. That same week, he got a business offer to prepare something similar to what he just did in the church. And he was like, dang, I have the model already. I just have to plug and play everything. And that directly helped him to land the position or land that gig. So stuff like, bruh, that is, I can't take that for granted. Even like me doing project manager stuff, working with the young adults. I now want to change my career field eventually to do project management, event planning, or something around people management because of what I did in the young adults. And I saw like how it came natural. So, Brad, tap in. If there's not a place for you in the church, go make one and go do it, because the resources are there.
And I think that's a good segue into something that I've been thinking about. How I was talking to my wife about it. How your no, it wasn't my wife. It was y'all that I was talking to about. How your church.
I was about to say the same thing.
Y'all,
Might as well.
y'all annoying. How you have a church and you have a community, right? And those things aren't necessarily synonymous.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of overlap that can happen within a church and a community, but your church doesn't necessarily have to be your only community.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a church. It's like church community.
Yeah.
You I said
you
it's
have
like
a
your church community.
and then
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Because what we were talking about here, because 7513 is so like overlaps a lot with our church community, right?
Yeah.
But to make it clear, not everybody in 7513 goes to our church.
Right.
Or
Yeah,
goes to the
yeah.
same church.
Yeah, currently.
Right. So we're talking about our community and what we learned growing up and things like that.
Yeah.
Yes, we were part of the same church growing up, but now not everybody in 7513 goes to the same church.
Yeah,
right?
that's good.
Yeah.
So with that segue, like, what do you think helped with keeping our community strong, even through all of those changes? People go.
That is a good
People
question.
Cars. I'm so
Cars?
serious.
Like
because-
motorcycle, like
It's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
motor
like
vehicles?
motor.
Yeah. As we
because-
grew up,
Yeah,
we can make moves.
exactly. We can make.
But
so,
I mean, we could have chosen not to.
drove somewhere else.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. The reason why I say that is because back in the day, so for that I don't know, a little 7513 history. Back in the day, in Saturdays,
Oh my gosh.
we did it.
Gosh.
You know, people would go to like different places. They go to movies. Saturday, we'd be at church from like 12
Day.
So like
to like
nine.
9.
It was
So we're literally
crazy.
hanging out with each
Every
other
Saturday.
Every Saturday, we're hanging
For
out with each
years.
other, and that
years.
was like the move. That was like the move.
It never got old, right?
For some, like-
it was always something to do.
And then, so when we got
It was
older,
literally the rec center.
that's what it was like. It was like our YMCA.
Facts.
And when we got older, I know there was like a fear, or at least for me, there was like a fear, like, you know, like, oh snap, you know, this young is going to go to this college, this young is going to this school, this young is going to go here, go there.
gonna see
How we
him.
going to see each other?
Yeah.
We got cars, and we were able to hang out at like people's houses. We were able to hang out anywhere. It took that Saturday feeling and like made it wider and made it like, you know, we just literally just took the same model and then put it somewhere else, or just placed it on someplace else. Maybe we'll be at somebody else's house, or we'll be at I don't know, some type of move. Literally the ability to the like transportation and like not having to like rely on being on this one central place. I think it gave us it almost like was like, hey, even if we're not here, we're still like cool.
Yeah.
So
I think another thing that helped too is social media. Because,
Really?
Yeah, social media. Well, Instagram mainly. It came around. When was that?
2012,
10?
2011.
2012?
yeah.
Yeah, and that's when a lot of us were going to college. At least my age group was going to
Yeah.
college. So like just keeping up with people and
That's true.
like seeing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like,
Some of us went to
consi-
Philly. Some of us
Yeah,
went
some
to,
people went out of state. Some people were doing
you
this
know,
that.
Atlanta.
So,
Some people everyone was just going different places.
so I mean, social media before. I mean, back then, IG was like it was different than what it is now. So it
Man.
was actually for connecting
gosh,
a
it was
little
so
bit.
tough, right? IG
Social
back
media
then
was good.
That's good.
But I wasn't on
I
that.
feel like
Yeah.
in
You wasn't on IG?
I was, but not like that.
You was on Facebook still.
Nah, I quit Facebook in like.
What were you on,
2009.
boy?
I was just around, bro. What's Kick? Oh, ew.
Never mind.
No, I mean, for me, I feel like
Skype.
I don't know. I feel like we have a very unique thing. Like, yes, I think Saturdays it was huge because we literally spent every Saturday for years together.
Yeah.
But not everybody in the 7513 community who we're still close with was there on those Saturdays.
I wasn't.
Ike wasn't.
I didn't play an
Alma
instrument.
wasn't. Edosat wasn't.
That's true.
Sam wasn't. Mary wasn't.
Nah, Sam came around.
Oh yeah,
Sam was around.
Sam definitely was around.
But I see what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was like a huge foundation
Okay.
that really
Yeah.
like pulled a lot of people in.
Yeah.
And it probably definitely solidified us. But like, there's still people that like I haven't seen in years that if I saw them today, like
Yeah.
it'll be
love.
It'll be love. Like I never like you lived down the street the whole time,
Right.
Type deal.
Yeah.
Like
So
to
what did that in those cases?
I have no idea.
I think I have a.
Go ahead.
I think it's like buy into the community. It's like you understand that you are currently or you were a part of this current community. Like you identify as this is my community. Because there are people like, you know, when they're just like, I don't want nothing to do with the community.
That's true.
And they're
That's
ready
true.
to move
That's
on.
true.
So
Not
it's
everybody
like,
that
so
went to our
it's
church was
intentionality.
so-
intentionality is
That's
huge.
true.
Like you can't force nobody to be in the
That's
community.
facts.
yeah.
Yeah.
And when you see that, it's like
And we just had an all-star team, bro. Like, I don't,
We definitely did. I don't care what anybody
That was-
says, bro.
So that's why even if we go to different churches now or move or whatever, we're still hitting each other up. We're still
Yeah.
checking in.
You're
We're
right.
still gonna
We
be
still
there.
have
buy-in.
serious
That's true.
content.
Even like
contact.
yeah, even like I started throwing Friendsgivings for like the last 2 years, and there's youngest that don't go to the church. They're gonna be on the invite list because it's like,
Yeah.
these the day ones. You getting invited.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what's going on, and they're gonna show up.
They're gonna show up. Yeah.
They
So-
better show up.
They better. I know where you live.
Wait.
I've been watching you all these years. You can- Hey, shout out to the producer.
He's doing his thing.
Doing his thing. But yeah, I do think that's a big part because, like I say, you can't force nobody
That's facts.
into the community or force them to stay.
Dang. So we all just liked each other and decided to.
I think that honestly what it was.
I think that is it.
We were actually friends.
That's wild.
I mean, if you really think about it, it's like sometimes people grow up together in
Yeah,
the
but
church,
don't really-
but they're not friends. They're not, like if they see each other at school, they're not going to talk to each
yeah.
other.
That's true.
dang,
We were like actually like
that's crazy.
friends. I don't know.
Huh?
I think it's just also just I don't know being in Bethel like there's just too many
It's very
weird crazy.
It's family oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Extremely.
So it doesn't even feel like
Family
church.
oriented.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like that's my cousin kind of.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
dang,
A
man.
lot of us are actually cousins though.
That's true.
At those.
It's some distant future.
Yeah.
Future
That
past.
is- that's
Also,
true.
being A-Sound probably helped too.
It
Because we felt
definitely
like
did.
we're such a minority.
Yeah,
Like,
but
we only recently
our-
started getting like love online.
our church isn't only ASON though.
It's
yeah,
not,
but I'm saying
it's-
like that was another key piece. That,
That's
like,
true because I knew a
tied
lot
us
of them.
together.
A lot of people in Bethel outside of church.
Oh, for
Yeah.
those watching,
ASON
what is
community.
ASON?
We
Yeah.
explained that
We
first
already-
season.
bro.
Go back, bro. Go back
Read a
and
book.
watch it.
Look,
bro.
read a book.
ASON right here. This ASON. This ASON.
Wait, are we all
This
ASON? That's wild.
I mean,
yeah, except
half.
Jeter. I'm not half.
I'm sorry.
You're full?
What? Wait. Are you discriminating just because you might be half?
Oh yeah, you are half.
So
I'm half too.
he's half too. You're racist.
Hey, I'm the only full blood.
No, you're not, boy. Let's go.
Nah, this guy is superior
Hey,
race
yeah,
looking.
out of that too.
Your blood is diluted.
not Jeter.
Hey, y'all see this youngin'?
That's what.
Cancel him next time you see him in person.
Hey man, gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah, bro, I ain't got no problem.
I'm looking at you sideways now.
That's
Bombastic
crazy.
side eye.
That's
crazy.
all right. That's all right. But since we talking about like communities changing over time, question: Does somebody have to stay in the community forever? Yes or no?
No.
No.
I think you answered that.
That it?
Yeah, by saying like what made our community so strong was the buy-in.
Ah,
The buy.
I know, but we could be like a cult or like a gang.
Huh?
If you're trying to leave, we could take you out. It could be that type of situation. But it's not.
But it's not.
Okay.
I think giving people the option, right? I think that's why I think you were
know what's funny?
very correct. But
Giving people the option is biblical. That's literally what God wants to do with us. That's why He gives us free will. And what happens when you give people the option is
it
the
makes
bond,
it even more
the value
It
stronger.
makes
the
stronger,
quality.
makes it better.
That's fact.
Because I know you're here for something. Like I didn't
not
force
forcing
nobody
you.
forced
Yeah.
you.
I didn't finesse
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
It's not just
Yeah,
for
that's
entertainment
facts.
on Sunday. Dang.
yeah.
I mean, there was a little bit of force in the beginning. In the beginning.
Yeah,
though.
and you
yeah.
can still argue there's still some
There was an aspect
Persuasion.
of yeah.
some persuasion.
You know,
now.
you get up. You don't.
But like,
wanna
if you
go.
wanted to leave, like you could leave.
you can leave. Like, yeah.
People and people definitely did leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like in droves at times.
Oh.
Man left.
Groves is crazy.
They did though. Let's not lie.
Yeah.
You was asking what's so great about our community. There's some things we could talk about that's not so great about our community.
I don't say wants to shake this table so bad. He's screaming and crying.
We
This
are.
guy's literally shaking.
In fact, I said, Vi, come and shake this table just a little bit. Come on, just shake it a little bit.
Knock the snowband over.
Adam says, "Shake the table,
This
Iman."
guy.
But nah, I mean, So we're saying that people can leave. So that means there's a right and a wrong way to leave a community. Am I too far off from saying that, or is that true?
No, that's very true. It's more than true.
No, but let me ask, why do people leave?
Why do people leave?
Why do those people leave in droves? Or why do people in general leave?
Why you pointing at me?
That's a good question.
Not point at
I
you.
did.
I was talking to, I said 80. 80's the one that said droves.
I know if I speak from personal experience, because during that time, I'll be honest, I visited other churches with
Facts.
the intent to leave.
Facts.
And I was like, nah, I'm trying. I'm ready to go. Like,
Yeah.
I've been here too long. I've outgrown this place. Like, I need to move on, type of thing. And then I did my search. I was like, okay, I went here. Okay, flashing lights. It's a nice performance, production. You know, cool. They actually get out on time too. That's a plus.
That's the biggest thing. Honestly, that's the biggest thing. You keep your word. And you're Christian.
All of that. The word wasn't bad. It was biblical. All of that stuff. But I don't know. Something in me was just like, it's not me. It's not hit. I don't know. It's like, it's I don't even know how to put it to words. It's like, I felt like as a man, right? I don't know. I just didn't want to like just fall into somebody else's product. Something that didn't really cost me anything. Like I didn't, I could just fall in line. Yeah, I could just fall in line and be a part of the I don't want to say spectacle. Spectacle is
Has a bad connotation.
Yeah, not spectacle, but part of the project. But I didn't really like help build anything, so I didn't really feel.
You're just a spectator.
Yeah, and even if I like started working, I didn't really feel a part of it. Like there's this big thing that grew without me, and I just came and like, oh yeah, now I'm a part of the team. Felt like a poser. I felt like a poser.
Interesting.
That might be the African in you, low-key.
Yeah, and it felt. I think it was also the Holy Spirit as well. Because I know
He's African too.
Angels from Africa.
Please, bro. Relax.
Yeah, funny.
Yeah, you're sick.
But I think it's the Holy Spirit as well too. Because deep down, I feel like what I was looking for as well. I know I didn't really like put any effort to put that where I was coming from or to add that in. So I just felt it was just off. I don't even know what it was. It was just like, nah, let me go.
It wasn't for you.
Put in effort here. And then if I feel like I've done everything, like I've tried, did everything, no change, no nothing, I don't feel like this is place, then I would have had the conscience to be like, all right, I can go because I know that I did everything that I could. But that didn't happen. I started doing what I could and things started changing. Things started moving in the right direction. So
So you think that's what made them leave in droves?
it could be a part of it. Some people, I can't speak for everybody why they leave. I know some people may have been looking for things that one church does better than the other.
Yeah.
And be attracted there. But
I know one reason people leave is the vision changes, like what they signed up to initially when they joined church.
That's
so
good.
like I think that's why a lot of people from our church left, just because like what they thought it was or what it was before and what they thought they signed up to, it changed over time.
Yeah.
Like focuses kind of changed.
Yeah.
Just being real, like within our church, like things start getting, as you grow up, you start to see kind of like behind the curtains a lot what's going on, and you're like, oh, I didn't know, like that's why we do this, or that's why that's happening. And then like a lot of people get to see like the politics, quote unquote.
Yes.
And so people are like, wait, I didn't come to church for politics, or like I didn't come for church for tradition, for this, for that. And so people, they go out and like, I actually want, like they know what they want now. They're not just going to church because, oh, I have to follow my mom and my dad. It's like, this is what I want. This is what I feel like the Lord is talking to me about in this season. And I think that's a good reason to leave. Like just being realistic with yourself and like having discernment, listening to Holy Spirit. Because like even in the Bible, and I learned this from like a discipleship course in Light City with Pastor Bruce.
beep.
And-
So now,
I can shout him out.
promo.
No, I can shout him. He's tough. I'm not gonna lie. But they're talking about like Revelations 2 and 3 and like the different messages to the different churches. And so like when you're in the church and like you were getting a particular message at first, but now the message is changing, it's like it doesn't really apply to you anymore. So now it's like you gotta kind of reevaluate. what is the Lord talking to me about in this particular season?
Yeah.
And go there.
I actually think that's a very justifiable reason to leave. It literally doesn't align with who I am.
Yeah, your assignment, like what you got going on right now.
That's good. But in that, like, what does it look like to actually leave a church? How does one do it? Because I know when I first left my first church, which was actually your dad's church, I left because my older brother left. I was like, bro, I don't want to be there.
I never do that.
Yeah, and me, I actually served in position. Like I was usher. I didn't want to be usher too. I got assigned usher, but I wasn't. That's another story. But I just left, and people were looking at me to do a role, and I just left and I disappeared. And that joint, the way that thing was eating me up for like a year or two, it was like, bruh, I know. Like when I started learning more just about God and it was just eating me up. Yeah. I had to call conviction. I had to call his dad and be like, man, I apologize for the way I left the church. And like, I know it was wrong. Nobody told me to do that. And the crazy part, he was like, what? Why are you apologizing? I didn't know we was beefing. He was like, all I care about is that you're planted in the church and you're growing as a Christian, like a solid church and things like that. And that brought so much relief. Because it's like, dang, if I would have just did that at first, nobody was going to fight me.
Yeah.
Like, we grew to be family. Nobody was going to beat me up.
Sometimes there is a perception that you will be fought, though. Yeah, because I think it's a traditional thing. But like, something that Africans
is it fight or will they challenge your decision?
I think they will challenge it, but to us, the fear is that we're gonna be dissuaded or ostracized, or like, you know, like when you're younger, like you don't really understand, or like there's a fear, right? There's fear, right? Because something that older Africans do well is consistency.
Yeah.
Very well.
Doesn't matter how,
like to a T,
good or bad the product.
So a fault sometimes, but them joint, they are
but they
consistent. And if they weren't, we probably wouldn't be here, right?
No.
So when we see that for years and years and years, I think we are naturally like challenged by that, and we naturally feel like, okay, if I give up on this thing, like, I am either failing, disappointing someone, I'm sinning, but I'm like, this is a negative in some way. So it makes it pretty hard for us to go up to some of those leaders and say, hey, I'm stepping away from this, or I'm stepping down from that, because usually in our African culture and tradition, it's seen as like failure if you stop something. Right? Like the only way you put this thing down is if
you die.
Right? So I think our culture doesn't really, what's the word I'm looking for? Like create room for that as well as it should. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like we don't really like say like, hey, like, yes, you're serving in this position, and like, you know, if you're ready to leave, like we would, you know, they don't voice it as much, although they will. You know, they make it seem like, you know, like you guys are loafing, you show up, you know, so but I think rightfully so, like them Bamas are consistent and they want us to be consistent, and we be loafing, so.
Maybe speak for yourself. I don't be loafing.
Dang.
No, people.
Okay.
So when he said challenge, I was thinking about some people that do be loafing, because sometimes people leave so like no one is like hovering over their shoulder anymore. Like they're running away from accountability. They want to hide in like a bigger congregation, or like just start afresh and like, oh, no one's watching me anymore. And so they'll just like use the excuse like, oh, I need to leave the church.
I'm not
like,
getting fed here anymore.
Yeah, I'm not getting fed. I've outgrown the church. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to go to a new church. And it's just like, bruh, nah, you're just running away from
your problems,
from accountability that you need.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you on the spot here, Tale. You left our church, didn't you? Would you classify your exit as good or bad?
I think I'll classify it as good.
How do you know?
I can come back.
That's
easy.
That's it.
So the way I left, it was something actually. I always hear it. Either I heard it in multiple places. I heard it from one of the pastors in my church, not Pastor Ratoya, she always says this. I heard it at Bethel. I heard it all the time. Leave good, right? So the way that I left was, it was kind of a few years in the making. There was first of all, there was like a spiritual aspect of, something's not right.
Not clicking.
Something's not clicking. I don't feel like I'm being fed. And then at first I thought, because I was a worker in the church and I was working hard.
Not volunteer, worker.
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 That's how you work out meeting.
That's how you know what type of church you're in.
Exactly. So I was like, okay, maybe it's because of this. So I stopped doing it for like a while. I would go and just be in the congregation just to like, try that avenue. I would maybe work even harder. I would try different avenues. I would like try to like tap in more, take notes. Maybe I need to do something like this. Maybe I need to read over what I learned. Maybe some, different methods. You can't just leave a church just be like off of like one little thing, because you literally might not like, tried every avenue.
Yeah.
It's better to try every avenue and then hit the last resort than to, say, oh, I don't feel comfortable here, and then just skedaddle. Exactly. So I did that, and that was like a few years. There were some moments of deconstruction. There was also a cultural aspect too.
Yeah.
That kind of hit on the sense of the way that I live. I don't live reckless or anything like that.
Choose your words carefully.
Nah, I'm gonna choose my words whatever I way. So nah. But like there were some things that were just purely cultural or doctrine. And when I say doctrine, I mean like it's not like it. Some of it might be biblical based, but there's some rules that just like I don't
do it because that's what we do here.
Because we do, exactly. That's just the rules. You know what I'm saying? It's like some places they'd be like, take off your shoes. Some places they'd be like, it doesn't matter.
White.
Yeah. Or wear all white. Or women can only wear skirts. Stuff like that. That's just doctrine. And that's not to say I disagree with all the doctrine, but there's certain things that are just like really steeped in culture and tradition that it's just like, I'm like, dang, I don't really understand. Like, or I don't really ascribe to it.
Yeah.
So after all that, and that was like, mind you, again, like I said, it wasn't like a month. This is years, right? Yeah. Like this is something I noticed in like maybe 2017, and then working towards it 5 years, 6 years, and then when I finally came to a realization that like I think it's time for me to move on, I made sure to first have a place in mind, right?
Yeah.
Instead of like, I leave and then I'm like floating, I'm floating through the air.
Figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, there's a bunch of places I could go. I tried some places, some Sundays I would try different places, But when I came to the decision, of the place where I want to go, which is the Light City, I made sure to go I told people like the timeline. I told people like what was going on, et cetera, why I felt this way and blah, blah, blah. I told like my sister, because she's like, I mean, I'm not even going to lie. In my family, my sister is kind of like the spiritual leader, as weird as it sounds. I told my sister, I told the person in charge of like my department that I work in. I also, a big part, I also made sure before I leave that my station at where I work was covered. Like, make sure these youngins are good without me. Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you go to like our like tech department at Bethel, you'll see that like, bruh, it's just everybody's like young and they're like good.
And them babies working to the bone.
To the bone. Look, that's how we work. That's how they work. But make sure that joint was covered. And then I told leader of that joint, and then I told pastor, and then also
you had a convo with the pastor.
Yeah, I had a convo with our head pastor, not Pastor John, but Pastor Bolu. Because, Right. I mean, even if he was kind of like, even though he was
They're gonna
challenged, he challenged
That's
because he was like, I
good.
want you to stay. Yeah. He's not going to be like, okay, bye-bye.
That means he didn't value you if he didn't.
Exactly.
Try to
If
keep
he was
you
like,
a little
okay,
bit.
go. Nah, he was like, I want you to stay. Give me the reason. Da, 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 da. And it was a little hard because I have like kind of like a weird like, you know, insecurity with like authority and stuff like that I've been like working on for like years.
That's big.
But you know, as an adult, as a man, you got to be like, yo, I got to pull up my breeches and get, you know, and just talk. So I did all that. And then, you know, I also told my brother-in-law. And so all those, and my mom. I told my mom too.
Can't forget mom.
Can't forget mumsy. So after some people agreed, some people were okay with it, some people weren't. Not everybody's gonna give you the okay, or not everybody's gonna give you the shining beacon of okay. But at the end of the day, it was like there was a good reason. There was, you know, good work put into it, and ultimately, I was given, you know, the grace to go. And
You had to stand on business.
I had to stand on business.
Stand on business.
And you know that you did it right if you can just go waltzing, go back, and everything's hunky dory. So I went back for Edo said when he became a deacon. Edo said my mom became a deacon.
Did we ever?
We never even said that.
Hey, shout out to Adam. He became a deacon, yo.
So I came. That was the last time I came back on Sunday. I come back for like holidays because it's still my family and my family's still there. And you know, so that's what marks it. If you can't go back,
That's a big sign.
that's a big sign. You gotta go back and hash things out, man.
You told a lot of people. That's good.
That's good.
People have to know you leaving.
Yeah, I can't just leave. And then when it was a surprise for some people, I mean, they weren't
can't tell
entitled.
everybody,
Yeah, they weren't entitled. But when they knew, and I was like, yeah, it was it was still all love. You know, some people would be like, oh, you're gonna come back, and I was like, but you know, I love where I'm at, and I still love my family. I still love my family church. So I call that like my family church. And then I call the church I'm at my church. So,
Dang,
That's hard.
that's hard.
but I'm not two-sided. I don't, you know, I ascribe to Light City. That's my church. I'm a member.
Yeah.
But I still have, you know, you still have your house and you still have your father's
parents'
house. Exactly.
Yeah. That's how it should be, bro.
Exactly. So that's my journey. Why I gotta get that sound of it?
Hey man,
You actually,
own it.
that story was good. All I heard throughout that was that's the way a man should handle it.
That is
Yeah.
weird.
As
I mean,
a
it's
man,
not-
it applies to
Man
women
or
too.
woman, that's the way an adult
should handle it.
You know, moving from the church.
It kind of reminds me like if you leave a job
I was gonna
without
say
giving
that.
a 2-week notice and you just I don't work here no more.
Let it
I was
resignation.
gonna resignation. It's like, so when you're
Burnt
leaving, it
that
shouldn't feel
bridge.
like, oh, you quit or like they
Yeah.
fire you. It's like resignation. Like
you can't-
they let you go with honor. Like
Yeah.
they throw a party for you.
You
or
ask for
they-
recommendations.
You might even be able to come back if you.
And you,
No, you
yeah,
can.
You can.
I had that situation before where I left.
left and he
Oh,
came
yeah.
back.
Right, but I left on good standing, and they were like,
Exactly.
"Yo, if you were
Yeah.
6 months later," I was like, "Yo,
Yeah, you used to remember me,
what's
right?
up?" They're like, "Yeah, let me get you on it." Like that's
Yeah.
a huge thing.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Yeah,
Honor.
some people be leaving and then like they burn the bridge from doing it the wrong way. So now it's like, dang, I can't even come back to the place that brought me up, maybe
Yeah.
like
Back home.
basically who I am. Yeah,
Exactly.
like you can't come back home, and that's sad.
And-
Yeah, that's
That's exactly what it is.
But the whole
That's
killer
exactly
is, I
that.
mean, because we are Christian, if you own up to it, we're gonna accept you back.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, I don't think we're saying that like
yeah.
you'll be ostracized.
Yeah.
Or
It's the feeling.
neither are we saying that there is a specific formula, like an exact formula, or saying like follow exactly what he did.
Yeah.
I think
There's some key parts that should be followed.
Yeah, absolutely. But I
definitely.
mean, at the end of the day, the crux of the message is like you got to leave with honor.
Leave well.
Leave well,
Please.
Like, especially if
That should be the title. Leave well.
responsibility is a big thing.
It
for me.
is. It's not easy.
Responsibility. If you are somewhere and you have a responsibility,
Yeah.
right? You're holding something up, right? You're a pillar in this community, right? If you just step to the side with like nothing else, bracing that thing, replacing you,
That's bad.
You're putting this stress on so many other people, right?
Scrambling to hold up
where you were until they can find something to like brace it, and it's gonna take a while to raise up another pillar up to that same like
standard.
Dang, that's a good analogy. Shoot.
Wow.
Hold up, now I'm preaching. It's like nah, but like think about it. Like you're holding up a house. Like if you didn't train someone up to be that same size that you were, we're gonna have to hold it up until they can like be built up, while we're also building that pillar up to get to the point where they can like
stress, extra pain.
and that causes harm on everyone else. So there will be some type of, yes, we're Christians, but we will look at you some type of way, right? Because like you cause some frustration, some stress for us to so thinking outside of yourself, right? There's other people that you're affecting by stepping away. Right? We want to honor you. We want the best for you. We're Christians. We want the best for the body of Christ, right?
Yeah.
If you feel like, somewhere else is where you're supposed to be, you want to usher you out and usher you into that other place well. I see the church as a body. Like the more I've grown, the more I start to like really...
It's not just the building.
Yeah, it's not just the building, right? Like I was talking about the church and the community.
Yeah. Like
the church is the building. Like if we call a spade, the way we see church is a building, right? But if we actually think about the body of Christ in Maryland alone, there are thousands of people across multiple churches we've either fellowshiped with or gotten saved with, or we preached the gospel with, and that's the real church, right? So if you're going to another building, that's fine, but like also remember, if you're leaving this building bad, you're affecting the entire church as a whole. So even if you're going to another building, that harm that you
all that
did,
stuff is following you.
all that stuff is following
It's part
you
of
because
your
you're still
reputation.
the
It's part of
church.
everything.
Like it's the church. Like if someone's supposed to get saved that one Sunday because they didn't hear a drummer or they didn't hear a pianist or they didn't hear the tech team. I'm in tech team. So if you're loping on the tech slides or
They can't write down the
they
passage.
can't write down the passage. If they were supposed to get saved that one Sunday and like you was loafing and they missed it, like that's something that little can affect the body, bro. So when we think about like the entire body as a body, you have to understand that you might be leaving a church or a building, but you're affecting the church, right? So if you are able to leave this building and leave a pillar, right, in the place that you were in, and go to another building and be another pillar, be an additional. That's another thing. People be leaving here to leave responsibility, like you said. So if you're leaving somewhere where you have responsibility, go somewhere and have no responsibility. Check yourself. Check yourself, because you're saved to serve, and if you're leaving somewhere where you're serving to go somewhere to like be absolved or I understand sometimes we need a break, right? Sometimes
and you can get a break.
You can get a break
if you have built somebody else.
It's true. Yeah. Everything connects.
That is
It
so
all connects.
facts.
Yeah. And just to add some Bible in there, if y'all want to know what is the passage about being the body in the building, 1 Corinthians chapter 3. Go ahead and read that.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, you can get a break if you have someone who you're raising
To lean
up
on.
That is huge. You can get that pillar to lean on in the times where
That's
you're
true.
not, bro.
It's true.
Yeah. That's good.
That's what I said, man. I had who was it? It was Jude.
Dang.
Jude was the one that was like when I was pulling back, Jude was taking the place and he was doing the thing.
Doing the thing.
And I was just able to sometimes I would just I'll go upstairs, I'll just sit back and he just do his thing.
Bro,
Yeah.
that's big.
It's very big.
There's one thing someone said earlier about not being a volunteer. Who said that? Somebody said you're not a volunteer, you're a worker.
No,
Yeah.
wait. Where are you going with that?
Where am I going?
You don't want to take credit for it, but
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with that.
it was both of them. These two on each
It's
other.
just a mindset thing about like your position in church, pretty much. You're not a volunteer where it's like, I'm helping the church. Like the church needs me, but I'm a worker. Like the church is giving,
Okay, I see
I'm
what you're
getting
saying.
out of the church.
You feel obligated.
Yeah, like if you're a volunteer, it's like, oh, they really need me. Like if I don't volunteer, somebody's not going to eat because I'm not handing out whatever on Thanksgiving or Christmas and things like that. Like they need me. They need extra hands to do the work.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But
okay.
if you take it as like, no, I'm working. One, you are, because you're getting wages. Like you don't just come to church and get nothing. If you are, that's probably not the church for you. If you're getting absolutely nothing from where you are.
Okay, I see what you're doing. Okay.
But you're working, and God actually gives you a lot. He gives you peace. He gives you joy. He actually covers you financially if you do it right. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all other things will be added onto it.
Yeah.
That means everything, whether it's spiritually or whether it's physically,
bro.
monetary. It doesn't matter what it is.
Favor.
So like, if we have that mindset of like, oh yeah, they need me, like I'm helping them and blah blah blah. It can form in pride and things like that.
Yeah,
but
how they gonna live without me?
I see it both ways. I think the word
the church doesn't need anybody.
No, it doesn't. But I'm talking about just the words volunteer and worker.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because yes, from the employee position, it could be like, oh, they need me, right? I'm doing this like for them, like, you know. But that's from the other side too, like as your church, understanding like that people are like really like giving their time to be here, right? Like the value in the people. Like, so calling them a worker makes you feel some type of like entitlement to their time, right? It's like, why aren't you here? Like, what do you mean you weren't here?
That makes
like,
sense.
At 8 a.m. I called you yesterday at 9 p.m. to be here at 8
And that's how it turns into like an obligation.
It's
like,
so
I'm doing this because like
I have to.
it's a job.
because
like,
this person is like making me
They're
be here at
forcing
this.
me
But
on-
your boss should be.
It's a
mindset thing, like you
it's a
said.
mindset
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
If you do make it like the boss is the people in the building, it's like, nah. But if you're doing it as a service unto the Lord,
allowed,
Yeah.
it changes everything.
Yeah,
Changes the
at
whole
the end of the day,
perspective.
serving. I think serving is the best way to put it because there's both the voluntary and involuntary aspect of things. Yeah.
Dang. That was good, guys. Sound like y'all had to get some stuff off your chest, but you know.
No, I think a lot of our audience are in a very pivotal moment in their lives where they are getting to the point where they're realizing I have to choose.
Yeah.
Right. And giving them the resources to choose well is important because a lot of people are like, dang, man, I'm still here, but I don't feel like
People feel stuck. Yeah.
Before we go,
I used to feel like that too.
What are some things that people who are in the process of choosing, they can look at, like, okay, like how do they go about? What are some things to look at if they want to choose a new place from where they are? Like, what are some qualities of a home to be planted in?
So the place that you're going to also needs to be Bible based. Like if you're leaving a Bible place, go
to a Bible place.
Bible place.
I need that
Bible based. You should also be serving there, like AD said. Don't just go there to like leave service and then go there and then just be sitting around. Like you gotta realize like, oh, I'm going there to also serve as well. So be on the lookout for like where you can actually fit
yourself.
In that new environment. Like you were probably like a media person. They may not need media anymore, but like try something else. Like maybe they need an usher or like expand. It's kind of like that's why when somebody said it's like a job. I think you said it. It's just like it's like when you go into a new place, you may not be doing the same role you're doing back then, but that's where you can expand your expertise as far as like serving in the kingdom.
That's even deep because like if like what you're weighing your decision on was only based on what you were doing. It's like, if you can't do that somewhere else, like, are you gonna go there?
That's the question.
That's the question. But if you can go to that other place and be like, is your identity, I guess, tied to what you were doing? But if you could go to a new place and be like, even if I'm not doing the same thing
I was doing before, I'm still gonna serve. Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be.
I'm so glad to be there. That's real. That's real.
Okay, that's true.
And then I think maybe the last thing for me, it'll be the message thing I was talking about. So I know like people leave because they're not hearing what is applicable to them in that season. Like a lot of us are now adults, like officially adults, and like we're getting jobs, we're getting married, we're getting a house, and maybe like our old church is still preaching, I guess, to like older people that already got things figured out, already kind of settled down. But then you want to go to maybe like a church that's talking directly to like where you are as an adult. So like, this is what you need to do as a man, as a woman, as a husband, a new wife. And maybe they're not like expressing that, or they're not like sharing those messages as much.
I don't know. That's a little dicey. Wait,
let him finish his thought.
For me, I'll say like, yeah, it's like
that makes sense.
because sometimes like you're in a church and like they just keep preaching the same sermons over and over, and then that's where you feel like, oh, I'm not being fed.
Yeah,
I don't know if
that
that
makes sense.
If that was your situation,
Yeah, for
but
me,
it's like,
I mean, for me, it was
give us like 2 points of how to choose it.
I mean, it's the meat and potatoes. It's the sermon and the worship. I think is like the big,
worship too.
is the big thing. I mean, worship not saying worship isn't important. Sermon more than worship. The message, the word that's given. I know for me that was like one of the biggest reasons why I went to Light City. I remember I told myself and I told God, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go this many times. If the sermon hits this many times, all right, now I already know where I'm about to be. And the sermon hit like it was like shout out to like Pastor Bruce because he had like a it was like
all the shout outs today.
Nah, because I mean the dude knows
He knows
what he's doing, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. He knows what he's doing. And you know, it was a series about gifts, and I never heard gifts put in this sort of type of like ordered way beyond even like he said like encouragement is a gift, like stuff like that. I was just like, dang. And that's not, and again, I'm saying this right now. That's not to say Bethel don't got hitters. Bethel got hitters.
Now we actually had a whole workshop on spiritual gifts.
See?
So many, including myself, got blessed out of that joint.
That's what I'm saying. Bethel got hitters. I've been at Bethel for over 20 years. Bethel has hitters.
It's okay.
No, I'm serious. No, I'm just serious because some people might think that like, oh, yeah, Pastor Bruce is like, and Bethel might, Bethel they both got hitters. But I think Light City had more timely, or it was the word was more for me
in this current season.
In this current season, it was feeding me, and it sometimes even looks. Sometimes the words even go to the future, and I'm like, all right, that's a nugget that I'm gonna keep for later. You know what I mean? So, if you want to go to a place that you're looking for a place to, to settle down, don't be doing church hop. This one Sunday didn't hit. Now don't do that. Not every Sunday is going to be applicable, but you're going to be able to get something out of it. You know what I mean? So sermon and then a little bit under, or kind of a good amount under, is like worship. Those are like meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
AD?
I'm different in that I agree with them. I think all that is really important. But to me, like I said, grass isn't greener, bro. Like I've seen a lot. I've been to everywhere that people have gassed and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, to me, like for me personally, if I sit and listen to the same person for the X amount of times,
you gonna get bored.
Eventually, I'm gonna be like, I'm used to how you preach now. Like, the novelty is worn out. Like, I know what you're gonna say next, kind of. Or like if it's the worship, like worship isn't even. Worship is great, but like I when I was younger, I used to be like really pressed about worship. But then after a while, I realized like worship is like more like a me thing, me and God thing.
Okay.
But that's not to say it's not important. But I'm just saying, me personally, like I feel like the grass isn't greener. You're gonna go somewhere, you're gonna love it, and then eventually it's gonna whatever. But to me, I think the main thing for me would be accountability.
Yeah,
because I think. Personally, that's one of the main reasons a lot of people leave churches is to avoid accountability and to avoid somebody like covering you, because you want to be free to do what you want without necessarily having someone like breathing down your neck. In Bethel, if you don't show up for a Sunday, someone gonna be calling you like, you good? Like, is everything straight? Like, where you at? Like, what's going on? Or like, if they find out something's going on in your life, they're going to call you and rebuke you and tell you, what are you doing? Like, tighten up, right? And I think that makes a lot of people uncomfortable. And I understand it, rightfully so. It's not supposed to make you feel like, I'm loved all the time. And, they're going to challenge a lot of your thoughts. They're going to challenge a lot of your beliefs. They're going to challenge a lot of your preconceived notions. And I think to me, that's the most important thing in a church body because like I said, I see the church as a huge, like if you want to hear a sermon, you can hear a sermon. If you want to go to worship, you can get a great worship. But if you have people that are accountable for you, you will avoid a lot of the pitfalls that a lot of the people in our generations are making now, just simply by telling you like, no, that's not the right way to go left. So accountability is it for me.
That's good. For me, it's authenticity and probably just like, do they actually preach the Bible? And is it like, how does it apply to real life? And for me, my favorite aspect of our church service is the actual Bible study. That is where I get fed. After that, whether the sermon is made, whether the worship is made, I'm there at 9 a.m.
You got something.
And I got it. Because for me, I like to ask legit questions and actually hear people's opinions and learn from my brethren. And that can happen in our, we call it Sunday school, our Bible study. For our service is an hour of Sunday school / Bible study. And then we get into 2 hours of the actual like service and everything like that. So that hour in the beginning, that joint has like filled me so many weeks, so many times that like that's my favorite part. That's my favorite part. And mainly because it's coming right out of the Bible. It's not like I'm just listening to someone's opinion. It's like, we're reading the Bible, we're conversing on it, we're dissecting it, and you take it from there. And it's like, and we do that. So I know that since most of our church partakes in that, I can trust that they're authentic and that they are good examples.
Yeah.
Good examples, just like they're living out their Christian walk. Like they have legit fruit. So
I thought your favorite joint was the announcements.
The announcement?
Yeah, I thought announcements was...
Bro.
Nah,
We could spend another hour talking about
That's
the
okay.
L's and the cons, bro.
It's okay. Yeah. Don't get us wrong. No church is perfect.
Definitely
No
not
church
ours.
is perfect.
Oh my God!
No,
Definitely not.
Mine isn't either. Just because I moved
Shoot.
to another church doesn't mean my church is perfect
Yeah,
either.
no church
Growing
is
up is
perfect.
realizing.
The veneer, the shine is gone. You say, yeah.
This is actually why the Bible calls it a body of Christ. If you read 1 Corinthians, like it's a body of Christ because not everybody can play one function as the other. The only way it works is if everybody's playing their role to their best of abilities. And when we come together, then we can be considered perfect. But no church is perfect. You can go to a church full of hands. You can go to a church full of feet. Church full of eyes.
That's true. Not every building is a body.
Yeah.
Dang.
And even some have like the whole upper torso, but they got no legs. So they
not moving.
You go to a church full of tongues.
Church full of tongues.
Wait a minute.
And they just start talking. But yeah,
Y'all caught that?
don't hear what we're not saying. No church is perfect. But when you get somewhere,
wilding off.
be planted, and be a part of that community. Like you're not going to get the benefits.
Put in work.
If you're on the outside, like be a part, the good and the bad, and work through it, and you'll be blessed. So with that, that's that episode.
I don't want to finish this episode.
With that, it's a wrap.
Can I end on one thing?
Sure.
We are one.
Please.
All right, y'all. I'm going to talk to y'all next week. Make sure you subscribe.
You ended on the wrong joint. You got to end on.
Christmas song.
I'm not trying to get a copy
Y'all,
strike.
make sure you subscribe, like, leave a comment.
You're going to get a copyright strike.
Jesus.
Different time, different place. Hey, this ain't yesterday. Hey, devil or I can't come run away. Jesus the homie, he know where I stay. Mi casa, su casa, I say it in Spain. I'm known for shaking the room when I pray. I'm known for setting it off when I pray. I'm known for breaking it loose when I pray. Tap in with the Holy Spirit face to face. This ain't perfect time and this is grace. Grateful. I look up and I thank him.
I'm not doing raw. It's 60K FPS.
He deserved that joint. Hey guys,
It's 4K.
Thanks for watching this episode. I don't know what it's called, but you guys can like, comment, and subscribe.
Wait.
Which camera are we using?
Y'all really ain't commenting on these videos.
We're going to fight you.
We don't know what y'all want. How we gonna know what was good and what was bad if you don't comment? So let us know what we did wrong.
Please.
Let us know what we did right. Let us know what you want us to talk about next. and we appreciate it.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
very
Good
good.
episode, y'all. Good episode. Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Thank you.
Jump scare.